Allow yourself to be redirected. You guys, I have attempted to do this video at least 5 times. And in each time, and the last time, I recorded for 25 minutes. Or I thought I recorded for 25 minutes. And look, see, now I have to keep checking. I thought I was recording. I got 25 minutes in. Nothing. It was not recording. Why? I really don't know. I guess did I not click the button? I know I clicked the button. So we're going to do this a different way because obviously the way I was doing it before was not exactly what my guides or spirit wanted. So I was talking about Mercury retrograde. This does apply to Mercury retrograde. At the same time, though, there is obviously something else more important that they would like to talk about. And I guess I'm having a hard time listening. So otherwise it wouldn't have taken me 4 times to redirect myself. But I do get the message. Allow yourself to be redirected. I thought that it was in relation to doing something else with this video. I'm going to have to keep checking to make sure it's recording because now I'm a little paranoid. But so instead of me talking about Mercury retrograde, we are going to talk about it. They're saying we're going to talk about it in a different way. Okay, so I'm guided to use the Starseed Oracle. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see what Spirit has to say. I am allowing myself to be redirected. You guys, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All paths lead home. It says inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to get one more. I'm getting a sense of these standing stones remind me of, well, they're reminding me of the series Outlander, to be quite honest, if you've ever watched that. And with those standing stones, they time travel with those stones. So I wonder if this is going to go back to our message about time. Let's just see. I'm following my guides and Spirit's lead, and I am letting go of the wheel here because obviously that's what needs to happen. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Okay, there's those 2. Let's see, one more. Okay, one more. There is a sense of, well, we mentioned Mercury retrograde. So, and Mercury is in Scorpio right now. It will be in Scorpio until the 29th when it goes into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the explorer, the traveler. Okay, I see where this is going. This and time. Yeah. We, the Hathors. And it says, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Okay, because what I was getting is this is about exploring past life information. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So there is something, for those of you that this resonates, there is something that is occurring during this Mercury retrograde, which we are in shadow now. So that began on October 21st. Shadow period is until November 9th when Mercury officially goes retrograde. Then the retrograde ends on November 29th with Mercury being in Scorpio, and then the shadow period, the post-shadow period, ends December 17th. So something between now and December 17th. This is about the same time frame as what we talked about with 3i Atlas. Okay. So there is something about this Mercury retrograde period that is going to allow or create a portal for you to revisit wisdom and knowledge and technologies that were utilized or that maybe you even created. Not maybe, yes, that you created in other lifetimes, or that you were associated with in other lifetimes. You were associated in the creation of these technologies in other lifetimes. There is a correlation to 3i Atlas with this, in that remembrance frequency that 3i Atlas spoke of as bringing into the vicinity of Mother Earth and into closer proximity to the collective for the, what were they called? Wavelength manuscripts to be received by humanity. Part of these manuscripts include information and codes to help you access this information about past lives. And it's interesting because they're saying where the past lives took place is not necessarily the importance. So they're encouraging you to look beyond that, to not get stuck in that what they're deeming a superficial layer of information about the past lives, to go beyond that and look into the details of that particular lifetime, the one that you're brought to through this portal. And I'll ask about the specifics of the portal here in a second, so stay with me on this. But go beyond the location of the lifetime and look into the specifics of that within that lifetime. Look into the creations, the projects, the technologies that you initiated, that you may have completed, but there's a sense of initiation and working on it, but maybe not completing it, because this is helping you to witness and to understand a different aspect of your role here in this life, not your role, your mission here in this lifetime. This is where it's getting back around to allow yourself to be redirected. There is a sense of being redirected in this way because you may have a certain vision of what your mission is here in this lifetime, and this new information is going to shift that. It may not shift it a whole 180 degrees. As a matter of fact, they're saying it's not going to shift it a whole 180 degrees, but it feels like maybe 30 degrees, maybe for some of you 90. It might take you a bit of a right or a left turn, but for most of you, it's going to be 30, 45 degrees from the direction you're heading. So you're able to bring in and integrate what you've learned. And for everyone, of course, you're bringing together and integrating what you've learned so far in your journey. It's just that now you're at a point where you can be redirected in the towards your mission for this lifetime. But the information that you receive through witnessing, to seeing, remembering this past life, it is critical for that. So tapping into, connecting in with 3i Atlas, using the super dimensional site. If you have not downloaded that activation, please look for that. I'll put it in the description box. That's going to help facilitate this as well. But working through this time period, this is the magic in this particular Mercury retrograde. It is not by chance. They are saying that this Mercury retrograde is a combination of Sagittarius and Scorpio energies, and Sagittarius is the traveler, it is the philosopher, it is the seeker of knowledge and knowledge and experience through travel and exposure to different cultures, different people, different technologies, different beliefs, different philosophies. And Scorpio, the investigator, the archetype of death and rebirth, the one who embodies transformation. Scorpio is also associated with the unseen. It's associated with seeing beyond the surface, just as they were talking about, seeing beyond the surface of just where you were in a past life and not getting caught up in that too much. on the collective scale of that particular past life community or location, but looking at your personal experience in that past life is where the value is. Scorpio, again, is the investigator. It is the metaphysical private investigator. So diving into the details and being able to put the pieces together to form a more coherent picture for you. And bringing together the Sagittarian energy of allowing yourself to explore, allowing yourself to venture onto a new pathway. Fascinating. No wonder none of the other videos that I've done. This is very different. I love it. I am here for it. Okay, so we were going to look at the portal. Okay, let's see. The portal that they mentioned. The portal, what is the portal? Birth as a portal. Okay. Your natal chart, if you don't know the astrology around your birth, so your natal chart, look into that. There's something else about birth as a portal. What is the other? All right, let me get, what are we looking at though? Let's do these. Okay, we're going to do the wisdom of the oracle to dive into this birth as a portal to determine, sorry, that's probably loud. I have to get used to using a microphone that's nearby. What is this? Can we get more information, please, Spirit, on the portal? The birth as a portal. How can you expand on this, please? There's something about as you move closer to it, the energy is going to speed up. So that's going to be a signifier for you. And then we have the never-ending story. It's card number 37, which is a 10. This is bringing something to a close. This is the never-ending story is about something, a cycle that you've repeated and repeated and repeated. So if you are able to, and I'm drawn now to this quartz sphere. Okay, hang on a second. I don't normally scry, but it looks like that's what we're doing. There's a... Okay, first of all, there's a sense of a pattern that you have repeated that I was going to say that you've repeated since birth, but it's something that you were conditioned to. It was, it goes beyond conditioning. It's something that was almost intrinsic in your experience because it's what you knew from an infant. So there's, and whatever pattern that is, whatever cycle that is that's coming to mind for you right now, that's the one. So looking into that, there's something within that is an opening into this past life information. There's also something about the geographic location where you were born, especially if it's someplace with a lot of ice. I'm seeing kind of a rough terrain. I wouldn't say it's mountainous and I wouldn't say it's rocky. It's not smooth, but it's shining like ice would under a bright sunny sky. So that's very specific. That's not going to be for everyone, of course, but there's a hint for you there, and I'm really drawn to that. It's a very specific location, and it may not necessarily be where you were born, but it's something that you're going to remember from childhood. There's information there as well, which leads me to these standing stones. So there's something about a structure in that place that there's something about a structure in that place, or maybe a location even in the outdoors, a natural geological structure that and this might stretch as far as when you experienced it, from young childhood to early adulthood. But if there was some geologic structure that you encountered where you had a very swift and intense sense of deja vu, that is the portal for you too, because there's some connection to that, between that and that past lifetime that the guides are referencing here. Okay, is that everything for the sphere? Aqua blue, like a very light aquamarine. It doesn't feel like it's associated with water. It feels like it's associated with the color of the sky, or maybe paint on a building. Okay, that's it for that. Well, that was interesting. Very cool. Okay, what else do we need to know about that? So this pattern, is there anything else about the pattern? No. That's the portal. The pattern is the portal. Because the pattern was your entry. It was the doorway into, let me make sure it's still recording, the doorway into reconnection with this past life, because this technology, this creation, this project that you worked on in that past life feels like in some ways I want to say a solution to this pattern. It's not, but you might be saying, well, you're talking apples to oranges here because one's tangible, one's not. I want you to think about it in energetic terms, that even the pattern or the cycle, if you look at that energetically and you look at the creation or the project or the technology that you have remembered working on in this past life that we're talking about here, look at that energetically and consider a formula in which you create a correlation between the two. And it's almost like the technology, the creation is the solution. The pattern or the cycle is the problem portion. It's not really a problem as far as, well, you may have considered it a problem. Looking at it from a higher perspective, it's not a problem because it brought it to where you are. It's actually the problem that you needed to experience in order to utilize this technology or this creation on this purpose that you are embarking upon. Okay. What else? Okay, we're going to do one more card. And then I'm going to leave this here because this was obviously the message that the spirit and the guides wanted to come through. So I am glad to, I am thankful for the redirection to be able to bring this through for you. I hope this resonates for you guys. And while I'm shuffling, we have a membership coming that I am so excited about. That announcement will be coming very, very soon. As a matter of fact, it may be coming out right about the same time as this video. Please keep an eye out for that. I would love for you to join us there. I am so honored and so excited to open up this space for all of us to gather and for us to share things, for me to bring through other messages and other content. So I'm super excited about it. So look for that announcement. Soothe your soul. It's card 54. So this is card breaks down to a 9. Now, the never ending story was 37, right? Breaking down to a 10, which is upside down. That's not going to work. I can't seem to get, there we go. The end of the cycle is coming. In the meantime, take steps to and intentionally create space for rest. Create space for soothing. This is a rather intensive process that has been described here. Intensive and intense. There's a lot of deep work in this that you are being afforded the opportunity to embark on. However, there is just an equal, of equal importance is taking rest and allowing for soothing and allowing for space for you to be at peace, for you to be in a place of stillness, be in a place of being present in the moment. And the reminder here is that this is an ongoing process. And so don't rush it. Don't feel like that there isn't time for rest, that there isn't time to be present in the moment, that there isn't time for fun, that there isn't time for human pursuits, right? Because ultimately we are human, and we're here to have a human experience as spiritual beings. So making sure that you are making space for that as well. And by doing so, it's actually those moments that help you clear out any blocks or restrictions. It gets the creativity flowing again. It gets the emotional energy flowing again. It allows you to release anything that may have come up that needed releasing, that may have been associated with that particular past life or anything else along the way. And that's critically important as well for both aspects of this, both the stillness and the enjoyment of the present moment, as well as this intense exploration of a past life and the technology and the information and the wisdom and the creation that you are bringing back with you into this life from that. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope it's still recording. Okay, it's still recording. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am so thankful to have you here on the channel with me, being present, and to have your energy here with me. So thank you so, so much. I will be back very, very soon.